Welcome to Fabulosity for You, where the fashion is fierce, the celebrity gossip is hot, and the relationship advice is real and unfiltered. If you're new here, I'm Angie, and I am a relationship coach. And today, we're talking about marriage take that has the internet talking. Stop the music. I just heard a statement that had me clutching my pearls. Honey, K. Michelle, she's an R&B singer, a country singer. She is reality TV gold. She was on Love and Hip Hop. She had her own TV show, and now she's on the Atlanta Housewives, Real Housewives. Recently, she said she doesn't mind if her husband cheats as long as he's not spending money on the other woman. Now listen, everybody gets to make their own rules for their relationship. What works for one couple may not work for another. Now, what made me really want to grab clutch from her pearls is because K. Michelle just got married not too long ago. She's a newlywed. She got married before she got on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now, she's known this man a long time. They grew up together. They went to school together. And he's a dentist. And he lives in the small town that they were raised in. And she wanted to marry him a long time ago, but he didn't want to get married. Because she's a celebrity, their lifestyles are different. He's very regular. And he finally married her. And this is the statement that she made. But I have questions. Because if your husband is giving another woman his time, his attention, his energy, his affection, and his body, are we really saying the money is the problem? For me, the money will be the least of my concern. Cheating isn't just about dollars and cents. Now, I was listening to Joe Budden. He was a rapper, and he has a podcast. And that's why I heard her say this, and they were talking about it. They had one woman involved in the conversation, but his podcast is made up of men. Okay? Now, she agreed, the woman on the podcast agreed to what K. Michelle said, and I was real surprised about that. Most of the men agreed, and then there was one that said, no, I think K. Michelle is cheating herself. She's lowering her standards. And we'll get back to that in a minute. I'm going to say this. Before I say that, I will say Joe Budden thought it was crazy. He was like, why is she worried about what some woman, if it's okay to cheat, and they made an agreement it was okay to cheat, why does she care about the money he spends on the side chick? Because at the end of the day, she's not going to get the bags that she gets. She's not going to get the Chanel's and the Gucci's and all of that. A side chick not going to get that. She might need some change, pocket change, $100 and something, something like that, $200 is pocket change. She might need that. But what is she worried about the money when most men not going to do for the side chick what they do for the wife. So to him, it was crazy. But let me just say this. When we start lowering the standard from don't cheat to just don't spend money, we already moved the goalpost way too far. I want honesty. I want respect. The money is the bonus. And so I'm going to say this. I think I'm going to agree with the guy and say that I think that K. Michelle lowered her standards. And K. Michelle has been through a lot. If you followed her, she's been through a lot. I think it was some guy named Memphis beat her up, and out of nowhere, he was her manager and just beat her up. And they were in a relationship, and then he lied about it, and everybody was saying he was lying, she was lying, and all of that. She's been through a lot. And when women have been through a lot, then I can understand why she feel like, okay, he's gonna do it anyway. But you don't give, when you give permission for that, but and you just got married, why did you get married? Why did you get married? But I'm not here to judge K. Michelle. I'm not here to do that. I'm not here to judge anybody. I just thought this was an interesting topic. Now let me be real for a second. Because people always ask, why do women tolerate cheating? And it's not as simple as people think. Sometimes it's not that she's okay with it. It's that she's attached. She still loves him. She still believes in what they built. And she's hoping it can go back to how it used to be. Other times, it's fear of being alone or fear of rebuilding life from scratch. And let's be honest, sometimes it's comfort, the lifestyle, stability, and routine can make people stay in situations they normally will walk away from. So when people say, I would never tolerate cheating, real life is a little bit more complicated than that. Because it's not just about what happened. It's about what walking away will cost them. And I get it. I get it. It's walking away sometimes can be hard for people, especially when they're used to a certain lifestyle. Some women think, hey, all men cheat, so at least this one here is financially, straight, can take care of me. It's a lot of different reasons, okay? And it's all upon what a person feels that's comfortable for them. So it's not just black and white. But I just feel like if you're a newlywed and you're saying, hey, it's okay if he cheats. Now, like I said, if that's their agreement, that's their agreement. But, like, I'm going to have to also agree with Joe Budden had said. Why are you caring about if he sits up and gives this girl a couple dollars? Because let's keep it honest. Who in the hell is going to be sitting up, spreading their legs wide, opening wide, and not getting nothing out of the deal? Okay? And you know this man is married. Why? Who's not going to make you buy something or get some money from him? Now she's stupid. So for her to say that don't make sense. Now if she's saying, oh, hey, he's investing in a business for her. Okay, yeah, that's crazy. Or he buying her a house. Now if he's doing stuff like that, then she's not just a side chick. She's not just the other, somebody that doesn't matter. The lady on the show was saying men pretty much think that sex is just sex. okay? But and it doesn't mean anything, so that's why she feel like it's okay. But when they start spending money, then that's a different story. And in a way, that's true. But again, like I said, like Joe Budden said, if she's the other woman, she the side chick. The side chick not gonna get what you get. So what difference does it make? But on the other hand, if we look at Wendy Williams, he had his side chick and she had the same house similar down the street, and it was on her dime. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I can understand that that's not just a side chick. That was his woman at the end of the day. He ended up leaving Wendy Williams for her. So, to me, like I said, with a side chick, if your husband, if your man is giving all of this to this side chick, a side chick sometimes will he can get emotional with, and he can feel and all of that. So why even say it's okay if you don't really mean it's okay? And I don't really believe it's just about him giving her money. So my question is, would you rather your husband cheat and spend no money, or stay faithful and keep every penny? Because I'm choosing faithfulness every single time. And that's my opinion. Let me know what you think down in the comments. And I'll see you in the next video.